Yes. Another day. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Kathy J Show, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's a joy to get to hang out with you. I know I say it every day, but I mean it. I love the fact that you like hanging out with me, and we only have a half hour, so let's make it a good one, okay? So thank you guys. Also, don't forget, you can catch up on anything that you might miss at kathyjshow.com. Okay, so today we're getting into it because we're going to be talking about one of my favorite things in the whole wide world, deaf dogs. Deaf dogs that can't hear when it's not your cue, Stormy. Deaf dogs, I know it sounds weird to say that I love deaf dogs. It's pretty weird, but I do love deaf dogs, okay? Anyone that has ever owned a deaf dog will also agree with me. It's like this bond, the bond that you have with a deaf dog is like no other relationship that I've ever experienced. It's the truest form of communication. We speak sign language. Okay, so when I first got my first deaf dog, I've had 3, it was a litter of boxer puppies, and I love boxers. Boxers and deaf dogs, oh my God, put together, my all-time favorite. So I was getting ready to get my next boxer, and there were some pretty, flashy fawns. Those are the tan and white boxers. And there was this little white boy who just kept pushing his way past all of his litter mates to get to me. He chose my boyfriend and I, and he was the cutest, most sweetest little white baby in the whole wide world. Look at how cute he is. Oh my God, he was so cute. So Eric and I drove home, and he'd fallen asleep in my lap, right, on the way home. So I remember we went in the house, and I put him on the kitchen floor, and I turned to walk away from him and dropped my car keys, and he kept sleeping. And I was like, okay. So then I started, and then I realized he's deaf. I'd worked with rescues like a lot, so I'd heard of deaf dogs, but I'd never really come across any deaf dogs, and now I owned a deaf dog, and he was my responsibility. When you get a dog, they are your responsibility. Why do people not know that? Anyway, side note. But so I called the lady who actually sold me the deaf dog, and you know what she told me? Bring the dog back and I'll put him down. Like he was useless because he couldn't hear. And unfortunately, too many deaf dogs get put down because people think that they don't have a good quality of life. And I'm here, get it? I'm here to tell you differently, okay? Now, my boyfriend and I kept Most Deaf. Yes, that's what we named him. Is there any better name for a deaf dog? Most Deaf, best dog in the world. We kept Most Deaf. There he is with his brother Lennox, and we raised him. We read up on how to train a deaf dog, how to handle a deaf dog, and you know what happened? Most Deaf turned into the coolest, smartest dog I've ever owned. Look at him. He was truly an amazing dog. He knew 12 sign languages, 12 signs. He was always smiling, and he taught Eric and I how to just be better dog owners and better people. And for that, I love him forever. So you know what? There's also that thing, like even my dad, he was like, you can't have a dog that doesn't hear. How's that going to protect you? And you know what? Most deaf and any of the deaf dogs I've owned, they can feel vibrations because all their other senses are heightened. Shifts in the shadow light, they will see it. So you know what? He will catch you in the dark because he's going to feel the vibration of you trying to sneak across the floor. You know what? He'll rush up to you too because he wants to talk to your hands. So it's funny because when you think about it, dogs just listen. So they're never really looking at you. A deaf dog, once you learn to communicate with them, they are always looking at you. It's the coolest thing ever, looking to see if you're talking. It can be pretty intense if you're not used to it because there's a dog staring at you. But it's pretty awesome. And Most Deaf has since passed away, and I've loved every deaf dog I've ever met. And I want them to be understood today because there's a lot of them that are being abused, everybody. And my heart breaks at the thought of how many dogs were abused because the owner said, that dog doesn't listen, that dog's stupid. Well, you know what? That dog was deaf, and you're the stupid one, okay? So here's the thing. This is my current deaf baby, Jack, everybody. So Jack went to work with my husband one day during the pandemic. He doesn't know as many signs as Most Deaf, but he feels the vibration. But you know what Jack does? He's always checking the perimeter of the house, guarding it, like he might have missed something. He's a great dog. You know what though? There's so many different awesome dogs out there, and just being a good owner and communicating that with them, that's the benefit, everybody. So you know what? There are other benefits. Like when I take them on walks, they don't hear the dog barking on the other side of the fence. We have a nice little stroll right on through our walk. Also, one time we were at a pet store and the tornado sirens went off, and I was with Moby at the time, my other deaf dog, And everyone was like, your dog is so well behaved. Mine's freaking out with those sirens. I was like, well, you know, I'm just a good trainer. No, I didn't tell him he was deaf. Well, I'm not going to give up that little nugget of secret. But you know what? Every dog owner knows you can't open up anything without him coming out. Every dog owner knows you can't open anything without the dog hearing you. Well, guess what? With a deaf dog, you got a good 20 seconds before they're going to smell it and come for it. But you know what? Dogs bring us so much joy. You are sitting at home right now with your dogs, and it's up to us to protect them. Hobo Care Boxer Rescue is my favorite rescue here in the Denver metro area. I've been volunteering with them for well over 20 years, and they got some deafies that need some homes. You don't have to be an expert dog owner. You just have to be willing to give a great dog a second chance and learn with them. Are we ready, everybody? We'll be right back. Kathy J. Oakwood Homes is an official partner of the Kathy J. Show. Oakwood Homes, building happiness. Kathy J. Welcome back to the Kathy J. Show. So today we're talking about one of my all-time favorite things, deaf dogs. And as I said earlier, I've been a volunteer with Hobo Care Boxer Rescue for over 20 years. I love them so much. Everybody, please welcome Michelle BESTON with Hobo Care Boxer Rescue to the show. Yay! Thank you for being here.
Yes, thanks for having me.
And you brought Stormy. So how long have you been rescuing animals?
Well, I started with Hobo Care in 2008.
Yeah. Before that, though, you were doing it.
Before that, you know, it was kind of like, hey, Mom and Dad, I found another stray.
Yes, that's exactly right.
My poor parents had 5 dogs in the house at one time because of me, so.
And it's funny, you still have 5 dogs in your house. Actually, 15. But here's the thing. Who do you have with us today?
This is Stormy.
Yes, and go ahead.
Stormy is a 1-ish-year-old deaf boxer mix.
Yes, she is.
Female. She's a cute little girl. She came from Texas.
You take in a lot of rescues in other states will call you with boxers in particular, right?
Yes.
Like deaf boxers, they'll say, we have one, can you help? That's got to be nice because you're so well respected in the industry for saving boxers, but it's also hard because you have all these ones that need homes.
It is very hard. It is, and it's hard to say no.
Yes,
when you have to.
Right, exactly. Because you know how deaf dogs are harder to get adopted, obviously. I mean, you're trying to get 20 normal dogs adopted, right? And now
Yes.
you have deaf dogs. What causes a dog to be deaf?
Usually they're born with it. It's a congenital, and it has to do with the pigmentation in the ears. If there's no pigment, basically the cells kind of die off and then they become deaf. The same cells also have to do with the fur, the color of the fur, which is why a lot of times the deaf dogs are white. But not all white dogs are deaf and not all deaf dogs are white.
Right, exactly. But for the most part, yes, they are white. And so it is a pigment issue. And there are over 85 different breeds, everybody, of dogs that have been reported to have deaf genes in them. So, you know, so it's really cool. We have a deaf dog play day and all of the deaf dogs get together. And we have one coming up this Sunday. We'll give you info on it. But all these different deaf dogs, like you have a Great Dane that's white. You have this cattle dog that's white. You have the boxers that are white, the bulldogs, all these, and the Frenchies that show up that are all white. It's the coolest thing to see all these different breeds, but white. And then knowing that they're all deaf and they all have these awesome, happy owners, like it is a really cool day, the Deaf Dog Play Day. So let's talk about the bad part about deaf dogs. What is the fate for the most part of deaf dogs?
Well, I think nowadays it's much better.
Stormy, you're being crazy. She smells all your treats.
It used to be very common for breeders to just
put them
down. And, you know, and even owners were kind of scared. Oh, I don't know what to do with a deaf dog. Now that we've got the internet and social media, there's so much knowledge out there.
There's resources.
Yes, there's resources for all of us. So I think it's much better.
Do you think that they should go to an expert to get that deaf test, or do you think the tricks at home you can do are just fine?
I think the tricks at home are just fine. Right. Because the thing, you know, beeps in your ears, and I think that's scary.
I can hear that. So what are some tricks at home that people can do?
I think my biggest way is when the dogs...
I've been sitting here giving Stormy all this food. Sorry, Michelle.
When the dogs are sleeping and you get home and the deaf dog is the one that does not get up. To me, that's like your telltale sign.
Right.
I have 3 deaf dogs. And yeah, when they get home and they're sleeping, I just try to, you still got to be quiet because again, they'll smell you.
Yes.
They'll get the vibrations.
Yes.
So you still try to be quiet, but that's usually the best way.
I do, whistling and stuff when I'm first trying to, jingle the keys. Anything noise related to, because they can't even hear a dog whistle. So, they're deaf. So there's those. But let's go over those myths, because I think there's myths out there that prevent the deaf dogs from getting adopted. Like they are startled aggressive dogs.
Right.
Okay, well, I mean, here's the thing. You're hanging out, you can't hear, somebody comes up behind you and taps you on the back, you're going to do this for a second,
Whether you can hear or not. Oh, hello.
He found another treat. That's the one I dropped before the commercial.
It's that nose.
Heightened senses, everybody. So that's why it's really important when you do have a deaf dog to only give them good touches. So when they get startled with a touch, they're not freaked out to the point where they could jump. And so what about the myth that they shouldn't live with children?
Again, I think it's a dog to dog thing, an individual dog thing.
Yes.
They say dog first, breed second, deafness is third.
Absolutely.
So it just totally depends. Again, I have 3 deaf dogs. 2 of them I would have 0 issues with kids. The other one has nothing to do with that she's deaf. It's just, but she's not.
We have a dog that can't hear and a dog that can't listen. That's what we always say in our house. But what about the fact that they're hard to train?
Not at all.
I don't think so.
Not at all.
Every dog is treat motivated. Start there.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
And again, it's like how you're saying earlier, and it's humans think, oh, this is a stupid dog, they're not listening to me. Well, it's the humans who have to adjust, figure it out. What are we doing here? Like, how do I get this dog to learn?
Pay attention to me, to learn, right.
One of my deaf dogs knows quite a few tricks.
Yes.
And she's very treat motivated. And
there's no right way to train your dog. The commands that you have with your dog is your communication with them. So you can do the universal sign language of sit and stay and good boy. Yes, but then there's other ways that, I trained mine. I thought this was good boy, and it was teaching him Santa. So, so we all have different ways we communicate with our dogs. It's whatever command is right between the 2 of you, right?
Right.
Which makes the bond even cooler, everybody.
Right.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Stormy. The 21st annual Deaf Dog Playdate, everybody, is here. Look at the camera. Look at the camera, Stormy. There we go, right there.
She says
the 21st annual Deaf Dog Playdate is happening this coming Sunday, October 3rd from 11 to 2, Fruitdale Park in Wheat Ridge. For more information and to see all these awesome dogs that are up for adoption, just come say hi to Michelle and I and meet a deaf dog. Go to hobocarerescue.com. Sorry about that.
Hobocare.org.
Hobocare.org. I totally got it all.
Kathy J.
The Colorado Lottery is an official partner of the Kathy J Show. Colorado Lottery, play on. Welcome back to the Kathy J Show, everybody. A house really becomes a home when everybody in the family feels comfortable and peaceful in it, including your special fur babies. Oakwood Homes, I love them. They really go the extra mile when it comes to some of the models that they offer with their pet spas, their cozy little nooks for dogs, my microphone getting eaten up by a dog, and a lot of other stuff. They were very kind to let me and some dogs from HoboCare Boxer Rescue go and check out that pet spa. Some of them needed a bath. All right, so this is Jack and Justice, everybody. They're a great couple up for adoption. Check it out. Okay, Charles, this has to be the coolest feature ever in a new home.
Oh, yeah?
Look at this, I'm staying clean. What's going on? It's still staying clean. This is so cool.
So the pet spa is one of the choices that we do here. And of course, we want to keep our furry friends happy.
Right.
So just not having to send out for spa, you can actually do that here at home.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm not bending over, hurting my back. I'm not... This detachable spray is awesome. Knowing that it's not my shower drain is awesome. My husband would love that. What other cool amenities do you have that's dog friendly at Oakwood Homes?
A lot of the things that we do here as far as choices, like you could do luxury plank vinyl, which everybody knows, Our furry friends can wreak havoc on wood floors,
Yes.
that kind of thing.
Yes, they can.
So that luxury plank vinyl, giving it that look and that nice shine and being more durable for them.
Right.
There is a nice little feature that we include under our stairs. So when you finish out, there is an area under the staircase that actually has a light there, a switch, and a lot of our folks will say, hey, that's Justice's bed. That's where his room is. That kind of thing. So it's
they
kind of
fill
cool.
in under the stairs. I heard
Yeah.
you the whole time.
Yeah.
I was just taking with the dog.
No, I got it.
Sorry. Bye. I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming.
That's why I'm standing back here behind the wall.
Right? You have the shield guard,
Right.
the protector. You know what? No one ever knows what to do with that space under the stairs.
Right.
And I saw a cute design where you guys totally turned it into the dog. Like, some people give like dogs their crates or their
Right.
beds that they go. That was the crate. Like,
Right.
it was like, and you could, like, their stuffed animals were in there. There was
Right.
a little light in there with it.
Absolutely.
It was like the coolest little place.
And they're the babies.
Yes.
So you'll look at different models and just that flexible space, being able to use it like for grandkids or little kids that's in the home, and then of course our fur babies.
Yes, our fur babies, which, here you go. Oh, you're doing so good, Jack. You're doing so good. What else what other kind of models, like here you have Horizon and Meridian.
Correct.
Those are the two models.
Right.
Tell everybody some cool other amenities that are a part of those.
So some of the things in our homes, I mean, you've got those open spa showers. So of course, if you've got that Great Dane baby,
I think we have to go. I think we're gonna wash Justice in a big old tub.
Awesome.
Yes.
So what you can do, you could get options or choices, that is, for tubs. You could also do the open spa shower, double heads, that kind of thing. So just depending on what you want to do, we can do those kind of things.
What about
as well.
fencing?
Fencing, so open areas will have like rail fencing, things like that.
Yes.
That would be up to homeowners to put in.
But you can do fencing up
But
here.
you can do
That's
fencing,
very
yes,
important,
absolutely.
especially with a deaf dog.
Right.
He has to have a fence.
Have his space.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, do you have dogs, Charles?
Well, I did, and I am in the market now.
Are you
So
really?
I am.
Oh, there's a great pair that I
Yeah.
know about. You want to get in? Get in here with that nice shirt. Get on in here.
Say, hi, baby. Take you home to my daughter. She's 4, so she has decided she wants a doggy.
That's awesome. They're good with kids.
Oh, I know.
Boxers are one of the best dogs
Absolutely.
with kids. And also, he learns sign language, so your daughter will learn sign language.
Nice.
Here, watch. You sit. Does Jack sit? He's mad about the bath.
It's spa day.
So thank you so much, Charles. This has
absolutely.
been awesome, and I can't wait to go watch Justice. Here we go next.
Sounds good.
You sure you don't want to get in on this?
I might pet the ear here.
There you go. Okay, so we bathed Justice and she bathed me. That was fun, though.
You volunteered.
Thank you. I did volunteer. But there's so many, that was fun. The dog spa is definitely a treat to have in the homes. So are these huge yards.
Yep.
This is pretty awesome.
And that's something we offer here in this community as well, as large open areas like in the backyards. One of the big features in Reunion is the big rec center that we have out there, and it's got open spaces and all the parks. And all that,
all the trails to walk your dogs on.
Exactly.
I love that you guys are so dog friendly.
Right.
I love it. You also think about it for senior dogs. I mean, senior people, senior dogs. It's called the ranch style.
Right. And we offer 4 of those here. So 2 at each collection. And we do have models to see on that. So if someone doesn't want those upstairs, doesn't want a basement, great. I've got 4 ranches to sell you.
Yeah, right. So everybody out there, thank you so much to Hobo Care Boxer Rescue. Come here, jump behind me, Hobo Care volunteers.
Yeah.
Just remember, please, Jack and Justice are up for adoption, and they really are a great pair. Haven't they been fun with us
they've
today?
been a hoot.
What a great pair, right? Okay, well, you guys have a great day, and up here from Reunion, from Charles and I think we're going to throw the ball a little, right?
Oh, there we go.
You fetch. I will be back.
You did wash.
I did watch. You fetch. Thank you so much, Oakwood Homes, for letting Hobo Care Boxer Rescue and myself come out and test out the pet spas. The dogs loved it too. To learn more about Oakwood Homes, just go to oakwoodhomesco.com. We'll be right back. Ramos Law is an official partner of the Kathy J Show. He's a medical doctor and a lawyer. Ramos Law, what makes us different makes us better. It's a quick half hour, everybody, but thank you so much for hanging out with us. You can find us all the time at kathyjshow.com. And before we say goodbye, I just want to say thank you, Michelle from Hobo Care
Thank
Boxer
you.
Rescue. Thank you, Stormy, my favorite deaf dog, for coming in today. What would you like to tell people about training deaf dogs?
I think the most important is positive reinforcement. Force-free is key. They do not need shock collars. They don't need vibration collars. Never use a laser pointer with the dogs.
Yeah, those are the big tips.
And just like any other dog, patience and positive is key.
Absolutely. And everybody, Michelle and I just want you to be great dog owners. Dogs are a beautiful gift in our lives, and there's plenty of resources out there to help you keep them in your home.
Yes, definitely, plenty.
Go to hobocare.org to find more information and to find these awesome dogs. Somebody choose Stormy and then send me a picture. I'll see you soon.